covered by a man who writes for The Athletic, which is obviously headed by the New York Times. What an honor this is. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Schneidman. Oh, Curly Lambeau's place.
Holy
wow,
Schneid.
That's incredible. How you doing, Schneids?
I'm good. How are you guys? Always a pleasure to be on.
Dude, the honor's ours. Camp on Awana. We hold you in our hearts.
Knew it.
I got no clue. I've never heard of that show.
Too young. This is unbelievable.
How old are you?
I mean, I'm 31, so I'm not that young.
Yeah, that's a little. That's too young.
I'd never heard of it. I'm 31 as well.
He's more of like the Cat Dog, Hey Arnold era.
Oh, one of those types.
I know those.
See? Yep.
Yeah, you a big anime guy too?
Those were good. I know those too.
Hold on. Do not even start questioning salute
Next
your
year, you
sources'
probably didn't watch.
quality.
You didn't watch Dude Ranch either.
Hey, dude.
I did not.
Let's move along, please. We got to talk about the Green Bay
Yeah,
Packers.
sorry.
What's the story over there? Policies. He's moving all in. We got a different vibe on the squad because we know that we're trying to win a Super Bowl at all costs. Or what is the thoughts over there with Green Bay? Micah, all the way back. How do we feel about what the Packers are going into this 2026 season, Mr. Schneidman?
Yeah, I think there are three big storylines, and let me know if the wind is a little too much right here.
Now you're doing great.
One of the most dominant forces in the NFL has just broken off negotiations and publicly demanded an immediate trade. This news has fallen like a bombshell behind the scenes of the league, and the Green Bay Packers are directly at the center of this storm. The debate has taken over social media, sports analysts are discussing possible destinations, and the fans in Green Bay have already started doing the math. After all, a reinforcement of this caliber would completely change the level of our defense for the 2026 season. But is our management really willing to open the coffers and pay the price that a player of this level demands? Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers, and you can be part of this milestone. In this video, we'll decipher every detail of this bombshell trade request, analyze the real cost the Packers would incur to bring this monster into our trenches, and discuss whether this is a genuine desire or just a business move. And there's more. We'll bring a worrying update about our backfield that could trigger a red alert at the start of training camp. Can this move put us back on the path to the Super Bowl, or will we see another team overtake us? If you live and breathe Packers every day, join our community. Like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any critical updates this season. Now, let's get straight to the point, because the clock is ticking. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers, and you can be part of this milestone. The announcement came straight from behind the scenes. Mike Garafolo confirmed that defensive tackle Vita Vea, a two-time Pro Bowler and a true wall on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive line, has officially requested a trade after negotiations for a contract extension failed. Vea is a force of nature in the trenches, capable of collapsing the pocket and altering any opponent's game plan. The possibility of seeing him available on the market immediately set off interest in Wisconsin. Those who follow our team know that our defensive line needs that definitive leap in quality to position us as undisputed favorites in the conference. It's no secret that our general manager, Brian Gutekunst, has been monitoring the market for elite defensive tackles. We all remember the rumors of a move for Dexter Lawrence, with Adam Schefter pointing out the Packers' interest on ESPN Milwaukee. Shortly before, we learned of connections probing Jalen Carter's situation. The message from the front office is clear. Green Bay wants more firepower on the interior of the defensive line. With Vita Vea's dissatisfaction, a golden opportunity knocks on our door. This obsession with finding a heavy anchor for the middle of the line shows that our coaching staff wants to give our fans a response worthy of them. The estimated price to get him from Tampa Bay has already been mentioned by league executives, and the numbers may surprise you as they are much more feasible than you might imagine. The question remains, how much would our front office be willing to sacrifice in terms of draft picks to secure this signing? Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers, and you can be part of this milestone. Understand the viability of this deal, we need to look behind the scenes. Journalist Brandon Segru reported information brought by Benjamin Solak on ESPN. According to an NFL executive, the initial trade package for Vita Vea would start with a second-round pick and a fifth-round pick. Looking at it objectively, this price is surprisingly affordable for a player with Vea's history of dominance. Many analysts expected the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to demand at least a first-round pick to open talks for their main defensive anchor. but the pressure created by the public trade request seems to have reduced the Bucks' initial demands. If you only look at last season's statistics, you might question whether it's worth investing a second and fifth round in an athlete who recorded 34 tackles and 4.5 sacks. But evaluating a defensive tackle solely on cold numbers is a huge mistake. The true role of a player with Vita Vea's physique goes far beyond what appears on paper. His impact is measured by the space he occupies, the constant double teams he attracts, and the chaos he generates in the middle of the opposing offensive line, freeing up our outside pass rushers to attack the quarterback. He's the type of player who elevates the level of the entire unit around him. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers, and you can be part of this milestone. Even with Tampa Bay's ups and downs, Vea has remained a nightmare. He typically totals between 30 and 40 tackles a year, excellent tackle-to-loss numbers, and records over 5 sacks and double digits in quarterback hits. 1. He is a legitimate playmaker. Imagine that consistency added to our rotation. The energy he would bring to the trenches would change the physical tone of the entire defense, giving us a strength we haven't seen at Lambeau Field in a long time. Before we analyze the finances and our payroll, I want to know your opinion. Do you believe that the Green Bay front office should give up a second-round pick and a fifth-round pick to bring in Vita Vea right now? Write yes or no in the comments. Your participation is crucial to gauge fan sentiment. After all, Packers fans know very well how much we've suffered in recent years with inconsistency against the running game of direct rivals, and the arrival of a giant like this would represent a definitive end to this historical weakness. This negotiation challenges our traditional philosophy. For decades, we've avoided large trades for expensive veterans, prioritizing the draft. However, the current moment demands boldness. Our roster is ready to compete at the top. Adding a player like Vita Vea would be the definitive statement that Green Bay wants the Super Bowl now. But every move of this magnitude involves hefty sums, and the real economic challenge of the operation lies in the player's contractual demands. Analysis of our payroll. Inside the defensive line, we already have heavy investments. Devonte Wyatt receives $19 million a year after his recent contract extension. In addition to him, we have Javon Hargrave receiving $11.5 million annually. Together, these two players represent more than $30 million committed exclusively to the heart of the trench. Adding Vita Vea to this equation requires a monumental financial gymnastics. Currently, Vea receives $17 million from the Buccaneers, but he is nearing the end of his contract and wants to return to his position among the 10 highest-paid defensive tackles in the league. Market expectations are that Vea will seek a new deal in the range of $24 to $26 million per year. He is 31 years old and knows that time is running out to sign his last big NFL contract. Although his statistical production has suffered a slight recent decline, he has as a basis for comparison the astronomical contracts signed by other stars in his position in the league market. It is a high value, but justifiable for a player who dictates the physical pace of an entire defense. Many fans believe that Green Bay doesn't have the financial means to absorb a contract of this size. This is a big misconception. In fact, the Packers currently have $23.5 million in effective salary cap space. This money is available and could be used immediately by management. The financial space exists, debunking the idea that the signing is unfeasible due to salary cap limitations. The big question is whether Brian Gutekunst wants to compromise this flexibility now or maintain it for the future of the roster. Another factor weighing against this trade is our situation in the draft. Since we don't have a second-round pick in the next draft, giving up our remaining second-round pick plus a fifth-round pick would mean emptying our pool of valuable selections. We would be left with only one pick on the second day, and one at the start of the third day of the draft. So, this scarcity of assets scares a historically conservative front office, which prefers to maintain flexibility to recruit young talent at low cost. If the negotiation doesn't go through, our situation is still solid. The management has invested in the sector. We still believe in Javon Hargrave's potential for the 2026 season, even if he isn't as dominant as he was during his time with the Eagles. However, in addition, young Chris Mullen has been impressively performing in voluntary workouts and minicamps. With Devonte Wyatt's renewal, the core is maintained. However, none of these names bring the impact and fear that Vita Vea's mere presence imposes on opposing offenses.